My name is Yuan. I'm 10 years old. Today is the wedding day of my dad's student, by Yuan. My dad prepared 888,000 yuan as a bride price for him. 888,000 yuan. That's so much money, I can't even count that high. Last year, when Sister He said she was getting married, my dad said we didn't have money, and the most he could give was 88,000 yuan. I asked Dad, why are you giving Sister He so little? Dad said, she's not my daughter, why would I give her so much? After that, Sister He stopped coming to our house to play. Later, she married by Yuan. The wedding was at the nicest hotel in the city. They set up 60 tables, and so many people came, more people than at our school's sports day. My dad wore that suit he only wears for New Year's. His hair was combed all shiny. He stood on stage and talked, his voice sounding like he might cry. Yuan is a poor kid. His parents are both gone. They say, once a teacher, always a parent. I was his homeroom teacher, so doing all this is only right. Bai Yuan immediately stepped forward, standing close to my dad, his eyes red. Thank you, Teacher Yi, for everything these years. In my heart, you've long been my father. As soon as he said that, the two of them hugged on stage. The people below clapped so hard, so loud, like thunder. The MC held the microphone, his voice shaking with emotion. A teacher like Teacher Yi is so rare. This kindness, even a real father would be hard-pressed to do this. All around me, people were praising my dad. I sat at a table in the corner, head down, drinking my soda, sip after sip for a long time. Some people recognized me. They huddled together, whispering, "Isn't that Teacher Ye's son? Why is he here? Didn't the bride used to be their neighbor? I heard the bride used to go to their house a lot." I didn't understand what they were saying, but I felt like they were talking about me. I ignored them. I just looked at the two people on stage. My dad, and my dad's other son. Then I stood up, wiped my eyes, and walked up to the stage, step by step. Everyone's eyes were on me. I took the microphone from the MC's hand and said softly, "Yeah, right. Otherwise, why would you give your own students so much money, and someone else just a little?" Chapter 2. As soon as I finished speaking, the whole hall went silent. So silent I could hear my own heartbeat. Then buzz, everywhere, people were talking. Everyone's eyes were on us, like spotlights, so bright it hurt. My dad's face went white. He rushed over and grabbed me. "You're crazy," he growled, his voice low, like a tiger. "Say whatever you need to say at home. Today is Yuan's wedding, are you trying to ruin it?" I turned my head and looked at the two people on stage. Bai Yuan stood next to Sister He his eyes red, pitiful, like a hurt little dog. And Sister He the way she looked at me was like looking at trash in a garbage can. It was scary. I kind of wanted to cry, but I held it in. Why should I say it at home? I shook off my dad's hand. My voice wasn't loud, but the tables nearby could hear. Did I say something wrong? Last year when Sister He got married, you only gave 88,000. I stared at him hard, asking word by word. So why now, to her husband, do you give 888,000? Why? That's enough, Yuan. Sister He finally spoke up. She shielded by Yuan beside her, looking at me like I was something dirty. If Uncle hadn't told me what kind of person you really are, I might have still thought you were a good kid. I froze. What kind of person am I? My dad's face changed completely. He hurried to say, He-ching, don't. Uncle, you don't need to cover for him anymore. Sister He-ching cut him off. The hate in her eyes was so hot it felt like it might burn me. You've bullied classmates since elementary school. You hung out with bad kids. And you got some girl pregnant outside school. Uncle Yi has worried himself sick over you, but you never listen. He can't do anything with you. It broke his heart. I listened to Sister He-ching say these things. Things I never did. Things I never even knew about. Coming out of her mouth one after another. I couldn't help it. I burst out laughing. Laughing and laughing, tears streaming down my face. Again. Again. Ever since I can remember, it's always like this. The mistakes Bai Haoshuan makes, I'm always the one to take the blame. The things Bai Haoshuan wants, they always get taken from me. I laughed louder and louder, but my tears fell harder and harder. Ridiculous, haha, so ridiculous. I stopped laughing suddenly and stared at my dad, my voice scratchy like a broken little horn. Dad! Why? Tell me why. My voice echoed through the silent banquet hall, so loud. Am I not your real son? Why do you make up these lies? Why do you do this to me? In your heart, what am I even? Chapter 3. When I finished, the whole place was silent. Sister He-ching's face changed. She stepped forward, frowning, not believing what she heard. Made up lies? Lu Ran, what do you mean? What Uncle Yi said, isn't it true? I followed her gaze. Bai Haoshuan's face was pale. In his eyes, I saw a flash of fear, quick. He quietly tugged at my dad's sleeve. My dad snapped back to reality. His face instantly filled with that pained expression. He stepped forward, trying to grab me. Xiao Ran, stop messing around. Today is Haoshuan's happy day. Whatever it is, we'll talk about it at home. His voice was fake. He turned to everyone and forced a smile. I'm sorry everyone, for making you witness this embarrassment. I didn't raise my son well. He turned out like this. It's my fault. But I can't just watch him lie to people either. He-ching is a good kid. I can't let her be fooled by Xiao Ran's lies her whole life. I opened my mouth, but my throat felt blocked. I couldn't get a word out. Even now, he was still lying, still throwing dirt on me. My heart hurt so much, like 1,000 needles stabbing it. I couldn't hold back my tears anymore. They just poured down. My dad watched me cry, my breath coming in gasps. In his eyes, I saw a tiny flash of something, pity, maybe. Just a tiny bit. He stepped forward, gently took my hand, and leaned close to my ear. Only the two of us could hear. Xiao Ran, Haoshuan has it hard. No mom, no dad. Poor kid. This wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime thing for him. Just help him one more time, okay? Dad's let you down. Later, Dad will make it up to you. That sentence again. That help him again. Hearing him beg like that, I cried even harder. But why? Why should I? I shook off his hand hard and stepped back, yelling through my tears. I've helped him so many times. Why can't anyone ever help me? My voice echoed through the quiet banquet hall, so wronged, so sad. That time he bullied a classmate, beat him so bad he went to the hospital, and the school was going to kick him out. You begged me to help him. You made me take the blame. Said I was a good student, getting in trouble wouldn't matter. And what happened? My recommendation for advanced placement got cancelled. I studied so hard, and it was all for nothing. Chapter 4. When I said that, gasps filled the banquet hall. Everyone's eyes changed when they looked at Bai Haoshuan. Sister He-ching's face was full of shock. She couldn't believe it. She turned to look at Bai Haoshuan beside her, her eyes full of doubt. No. That's not true. Bai Haoshuan shook all over. He shook his head again and again, his voice sharp. Lu Ran, you're lying. Don't make things up. I never bullied anyone. You did those things yourself. Why are you blaming me? I'm lying. I laughed coldly, but the tears kept coming. In 5th grade, you got that girl pregnant. Dad took her to the hospital to terminate it. A teacher from school saw them. He was afraid it would look bad for you, so he made me help again. Told everyone it was me. That whole year, everyone said I was a bad kid. Said I was no good even though I was young. After that, I couldn't hold my head up at school anymore. Everywhere I went, people whispered behind my back. Said I was bad, said I was disgusting, said I didn't deserve to live. I had nightmares every night. Finally, I got depression. You think I'm lying about all that too? My dad's face was dark. He rushed over, trying to cover my mouth. Enough, Lu Ran. Have you lost your mind? Why bring up all that old stuff? I pushed him away hard and stepped back. My voice was scratchy, but firm. Why can't I say it? Why can't I? This stuff has been weighing on me for years. Why should I take the blame for him my whole life? I turned to Sister He-ching, then to everyone else in the room, and kept going. And later, he had another kid. Brought home a baby. Dad begged me again, crying, to help him. Told everyone the baby was mine, said I was messed up, had a kid out of wedlock. For a while, I was too scared to go home. Do you know what the neighbors said about me behind my back? I took a deep breath and turned back to my dad. If that baby hadn't died later, I'd probably still be known as the irresponsible jerk who had a kid. Dad, tell me, how much longer do I have to pay for his mistakes? Chapter 5. The last word just left my mouth when my dad slapped me hard across the face. My head turned. My cheek burned. Enough, Lu Ran. He pointed at me, his chest heaving up and down, his voice sharp. When will you stop talking nonsense? I held my face, frozen in place. For a long time, I couldn't move. It was the first time he'd ever hit me. He hit so hard. Nothing like how you treat your own son. Before I could react, my dad turned around. His eyes were red. In a hoarse voice, he bowed to all the guests and apologized. I'm so sorry, everyone, for making you witness this. Lu Ran, his mind isn't right. Since he was little, he's never been happy seeing Haoshuan do well. He's always been jealous of Haoshuan. He wiped the corner of his eye, no tears there, and kept playing pitiful. Actually, this is my fault too. Back when Haoshuan's family had that tragedy, both his parents died. As his homeroom teacher, I just couldn't bear to watch this poor kid suffer alone. Without discussing it with Lu Ran, I brought Haoshuan home. All these years, he's hated me, hated Haoshuan. But I never imagined he'd make up so many dirty lies to get back at Haoshuan. Then he whipped around to face me, his eyes full of fake heartache. Lu Ran, you're so selfish. Your mother died young. I raised you alone. And you turned out like this. I'm so disappointed in you. I know I'm not a good dad. But I never thought you could be this evil. He stepped closer, his voice suddenly loud. Yuan, today you have to apologize to Yuan. In front of everyone, you have to make it clear, everything you said was lies. Otherwise, I'm cutting ties with you. No more father and son. I looked up at him. My heart hurt so much. Cutting ties? What does that mean? Does it mean I can't call him dad anymore? Does it mean I can't go home? The guests, hearing my dad's words, exploded into noise. Their eyes when they looked at me, nothing but contempt. So it's jealousy. That kid is something else. Teacher Yi is such a good person. Too bad he raised such a terrible son. A few of my dad's former students stepped forward, backing him up. Teacher Yi was the best teacher back then. He was good to all his students. No way he'd play favorites. Yuan must be the one with issues. Just making trouble on purpose. We know Yuan too. He's a good kid. No way Yuan can slander him like this. Bai Yuan picked the right moment to take my dad's hand, shaking his head, his voice choked. Teacher, don't be angry. It's okay if I'm wronged a little. Ran is your only real son. Don't let this ruin things between you because of me. No. My dad grabbed Yuan's hand tight, his voice firm. This is serious. I've taught my whole life. Raised so many students. How did I fail to raise my own son right? So pathetic. So pathetic. As he said this, he suddenly clutched his chest. His body went limp. He started to fall backward. Bai Yuan and Sister He Qing moved fast. One on each side, they caught him. Sister He Qing turned and glared at me, her eyes full of fire. Yuan, apologize right now. Do you want to make Uncle Yi so mad he dies? Bai Yuan chimed in too, his voice kind and wronged. Ran, I really don't expect you to apologize to me. Just give in a little to teacher, okay? Don't make him so angry. I watched them play their parts, one after the other. I laughed out loud. Apologize? I didn't do anything wrong. Why should I apologize? I met my dad's eyes and said, word by word. Since you put it that way, fine. Cut ties. Anyway, all your good students, they're all your kids. You don't need me, you're one real son. You. My dad's eyes went red with rage. He shook all over. He pointed at me, speechless. The crowd's whispers got louder. All blaming me. All saying I was ungrateful, a bad son. I ignored their sharp words. I turned and left. Like a puppet, I walked through the stunned crowd, out the banquet hall doors. Chapter 6. I ran out of the hotel. I walked on the street for a long, long time. It got dark. Then I went home. No one was home. Dad wasn't back yet. I took out my phone and called Brother Zihao. He works at a newspaper. Brother Zihao, help me. I want to put an announcement in the paper. I'm cutting ties with my dad. Brother Zihao is my only friend. He's a lot older than me, but he never treats me like a little kid. He was quiet for a long time after I told him everything. Then he said, okay. The next day, the newspaper ran an article about me and my dad. Brother Zihao writes really well. He wrote about all the unfair things that happened to me over the years. About my dad playing favorites. About how I took the blame for Bai Yuan again and again. As soon as the article came out, the internet exploded. My phone blew up with messages and comments. Buddy, sending hugs. A dad like that? Run. Get away from that family. Crying. This breaks my heart. Losing advanced placement, depression, these are lifelong scars. Support you. You did nothing wrong. The selfish, fake dad and that snake of a student are the ones at fault. I scrolled through the warm comments, my eyes hot. The big rock that had been sitting on my heart for so long, for the first time, the sun seemed to touch it. It loosened, just a little. So people could believe me. But the warmth didn't even last half a day. My dad struck back. He's got this title, National Outstanding Teacher. He went on TV, on the biggest local channel. On screen, he looked so tired. His eyes were red and swollen. Overnight, he'd aged 10 years. He cried as he talked about me. Said I'd had mental problems since I was little. Severe depression. Hallucinations. Even antisocial personality disorder. To prove it, he pulled out a bunch of evidence. Chat logs, me talking with different women. I didn't even recognize most of those words. Not my chats. Blurry photos, me going into hotels. But I've never been to a hotel. And a medical report with my name on it. Diagnosis, severe depression with delusional disorder. That report was real. That was from the time I couldn't take it anymore. I begged him, crying, to take me to a doctor. He cried on TV, telling everyone how hard it was raising me alone after my mom died young. He said it was because he wouldn't let me marry Sister He-ching, and she ended up marrying Yuan instead. So I hated them. I made up lies. I crashed their wedding. I wanted to destroy everyone. After the interview, his old students, our old neighbors, they all came out to defend him. Teacher Yi is the best person I know. He helped my family back then. I believe in him. That's right. We watched Lu Ran grow up. That kid was always weird, always jealous. Teacher Yi worried so much about him. Bai Haoshuan is a good kid too. No way he did those things. Lu Ran must be lying. The internet flipped overnight. The people who'd been sympathizing with me just hours ago now turned and hurled the worst words at me. See? I knew it. A dad not loving his own son. Turns out the son's crazy. Ungrateful brat. Best drama of the year, crazy son attacks saintly teacher, gets owned. Hilarious. Ingrate lunatic. Your dad raised you and this is how you repay him. Why don't you just die? I watched the flood of hate online. I managed a bitter smile. Most of the evidence my dad showed was fake. But that depression diagnosis? That was real. The shadows from all those years taking the blame for Bai Haoshuan, they'd eaten away at my heart like bugs. Left it full of holes. I never thought my dad would go this far. For Bai Haoshuan. What a dedicated teacher. It's okay. It's not the first time he's sacrificed me, right? I'm used to it, right? Just get through it, and it'll be okay. I told myself that, again and again. Chapter 7. But then, my phone rang. It was Brother Zihao. As soon as I picked up, I heard him crying. Lu Ran, I'm sorry, that article, they might take it down. Your dad and his students filed a complaint together. Said we printed fake news. The higher-ups are pressuring us. I might lose my job. Lu Ran, I'm sorry. I really can't help you anymore. I heard his words. I froze. Brother Zihao couldn't hold it in anymore. He started sobbing on the phone. Lu Ran, I know you're not like that. I know what you said is true. But why does your dad do this to you? He cried and asked me. Lu Ran, why doesn't your dad love you? Yeah. Why doesn't my dad love me? That question, like a rusty knife, twisting in my heart. Then the tears came. Finally. Hard. A few seconds of silence. I sniffled. In a very, very calm voice, I said. It's okay, Brother Zihao. Sorry for dragging you into this. Don't worry. This will all be over soon. Chapter 8. I hung up. I walked to the window. Outside, it was dark. Stars, one by one. I stood at the window on the 28th floor. The wind was so strong, it made my clothes flap loudly. I took out my phone and started a live stream. No warning. But thousands of people flooded in. Cursing me. Mocking me. Telling me to apologize. All kinds of horrible words scrolling by in the comments. I ignored them. I just looked at the screen and spoke softly. I swear. Everything I said before is true. I didn't lie. I didn't make things up. I know. I don't have proof. But. I paused. A smile crossed my face. But I can prove it with my life. Then, in front of all those people watching, I climbed onto the windowsill. The wind on the 28th floor was so strong. It almost knocked me off balance. I took one last look at the phone screen and said softly, Dad, don't make trouble for Brother Zihao. Is this apology good enough for you? I smiled. Then I spread my arms and fell backward.